the host of House of a Thousand Discourses, the Passion Project podcast that provides propaganda. I am sitting in the infamous Pennywise Pub Bar. This is my own personal bar. It is horror movie themed. I have tons and tons and tons of horror movie memorabilia. I love horror movies. Now, a thing I've been hearing a lot recently on videos of people talking shit about me is that I'm obsessed with them. Obsessed is a strong word. When you hear the word obsessed, it makes you feel like it's, I don't know, it's just a weird word. It's a strong fucking word. What's up, Scarlett? I'm so glad that you're here. I probably shouldn't even be doing this, but I just miss Brent, and I'm like, fuck it. And I was just gonna go live and just fucking chit chat, man. I've already done this before. I've already cleared his name on other people's YouTube channels and shit. But there's this other lady out, some Indian girl. I'm not gonna say her name because I've been told by other people that I can get sued and whatnot. But she made this like 40 fucking minute long video about him and me. And she's just saying all this shit that's just not true. Like, none of it was true. It was crazy as fuck. Saying that he like held his roommates hostage, like that's not true. Saying he was like, she saw the picture of the machete that I put in my bar in the stool, and she said that that was his house and that was his bar, and that fucking he's the one that's obsessed with horror movies and all this shit. And it's like, no, that's me. I'm the one who took that fucking photo. That was my machete that he forgot at my house 7 years ago. But she's posting the shit as if that was his house and his bar, and he's the one obsessed with fucking Scream and all this shit. And it's like, this is the fucking Scream. I think that's the one. I mean, I think that's the little one that everyone keeps that keeps popping up in people's videos. It's like, I fucking love the movie Scream. I got a goddamn ghost face tattoo. But it doesn't make me a murderer. It doesn't make me a shitty fucking person. And I'm telling you, man, Brent had nothing to fucking do with this stuff. And I just really wish that people would fucking stop, man. Like, it's been a fucking year, dude. And like, you're still fucking doing this shit. It's just crazy to me. I just don't get it. I know there's comments, but for some reason I can't fucking bring them up. Let me see if I can figure this out. But I was gonna do this as like a podcast thing and do it with my headphones and all that jive, but it's just like, whatever, man. Fuck it. I really don't give a shit. But like, I've already done this before. I've gone on all these people's stupid fucking YouTube channels, and I've done the fucking Hulu and the fucking all that shit. And I seriously thought that I would be able to fucking stop this. I thought that people would fucking quit talking about him, and they're fucking not. And like, his name's not coming up in the court or anything like that I'm aware of. I don't know. I don't follow this shit, but like, it pisses me off when I see the comments, like when they call me his alleged best friend. That shit fucking irritates the fuck out of me. Like, we were best friends. I love that dude. I miss the fuck out of him every day. I'm not his alleged best friend. We were like brothers, man. And then another thing that pisses me off is people saying that they need to check into me. Fucking check into me. Do a background check on me. I got nothing to hide. I've never done anything. Like, I got a DUI a long fucking time ago, like 15 fucking years ago. But like, all the shit that you people are saying, if the law enforcement thought that 1% of this shit was true, don't you think they would have fucking came and talked to me? They would have tried. They would have been like, what's up with the machete, man? Fucking, they would have asked about it. And this fucking bitch that posted this video the other day, first of all, like, people got to stop messaging me and telling me about it, man. Like, you got to see this new video that came out of you. And today, like, I haven't heard shit in a long time. I did an interview with BBC a couple months ago. They were at my house for like 2 days. We did this whole fucking documentary thing that I'm going to be in. They interviewed some of the other YouTubers that like I was on and or that talk shit about me, I should say. Sorry. And I'm going to be all over the place, man. I know. Someone in the fucking chat remind me what the fuck I was talking about. But oh, that was the last time where I was like, all right, I'm never doing this again. I'm never gonna Google his name or YouTube his name or anything. And I haven't. But today somebody messaged me and was like, you got to see what this person is saying about you and what the comment section is saying. And I was like, I'm just really tired, so I'm rubbing my eyes. But I was like, I don't even look at that shit no more. Like, I just don't give a fuck. And I thought about it all day. And I'm like, all right, I'm healing now. Like, I'm getting better. I'm getting less sad, I guess you can say, every day. And I'm like, I can watch this video. Fuck it. So I fast forward through because it's boring. This bitch talks extremely slow. And everything she said was just fucking wrong. But there was people in the comment section talking about fucking, we need to go after this guy and check this guy out. I forgot what my fucking point was. But anyone with half a brain knows you had nothing to do with it, and neither did Brent. Thank you. Like, fuck, man. But there was still motherfuckers in there saying that like they need to check me out. And the thing was pissing me off too. Like this bitch had no clue what she was talking about, saying that Brent was the one obsessed with horror. And another thing, he didn't have a knife collection. He didn't have a fucking knife collection. I made the mistake by using the word plural. I was shit hammered, and I'm like, one of Brent's machetes he left me. And then like some fucking douchebag that paints his face up that goes on YouTube, fucking put that all over the place. But I've gone live with people like I got nothing to fucking hide. Fuck you, man. Shut the fuck up. But and it's like I guess I'm a jerk off for not letting it go because fucking here I am talking about it. But I just wish people would get their facts straight. At least the douchebag with the clown makeup like was kind of right about some things. Like when he talked about me, like, yeah, that was my Instagram post. That was my birthday cake. I did go see that movie that day, shit like that. But like this new bitch, and she's got like 5,000 subscribers, dude. And she didn't have a fucking clue what this bitch was talking about. But everybody in the goddamn chat was like, yeah, this guy's fucking obsessed with horror movies and he has a curse. She called it a death thorn tattoo and said that I have all these other fucking tattoos that are obsessed with death or something. Like, name fucking one of them. But Corey Kaufman's my fucking homeboy here. I got to see this fucking comment. I want to see people talking to try to get clout and tell lies that sound like they got the facts. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. And he said everyone is a damn detective these days. It's the flavor of the year. And doing podcasts associated with true crime. Yeah, for sure. And like, see, I do this podcast thing that and I talk about true crime and shit, but I try to keep it funny. Like I talk about weird shit that happened, like a guy getting busted for being drunk on a go-kart, and then I'll make fun of the motherfucker. I try to keep it comedic. And I don't do this whole like new shit because I don't want to be a scallywag, man. Do you have any fucking clue? If I was a fucking jerk off, my fucking YouTube channel could have blown the fuck up if I did Idaho 4, Brent Kopaka's best friend, or like all that shit. Could you imagine the fucking clout I would have got for doing that shit? But I didn't do that shit because I'm not a fucking jerk off. I still keep it like super slow and chill, dude. I don't know why these things keep going away. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, Syphilis the clown. Fuck that little skinny bitch. Dude, I would kick the shit out of him in a fight. And I'm not a big bad motherfucker, man. But I want to fist fight him, dude. I want to beat his fucking ass, man. And if I ever do see him, dude, like this isn't a threat. I'm just warning him. Like, if I run into you, dude, I'm gonna beat you up. Like, and like the chances of me ever seeing him probably won't fucking happen. But yeah, if I see that motherfucker, I'm gonna punch him in the face. And then if he fights back, then I guess we're fighting. But if he's like, oh shit, you're right, I deserve that, then I'll fucking leave it at that. Stormy says, I'm damn sick of these people saying shit about Brent and you have the right to not live with it. 100%. And I'm sorry to like keep fucking like going on about it and shit. I don't know. I don't really know what else to fucking say. If anybody wants to ask me questions, please do. And I don't care if it's questions about Brent or questions about me, whatever. Like, fuck it, I'm live. So let's just fucking hang out and chat, dude. Ask me any fucking thing you want. Um, But yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited for this BBC documentary to come out. My daughter's going to be in it. That's pretty cool. She talks about all like the stuff, like her memories with her uncle Brent, and she showed off a lot of the stuff that he's bought for her and made for her and everything. And it was a wild time, man. They were here for like 2 days, not straight, obviously, but they came over for like 6 hours one day and like 4 hours the next day. And I don't know, it was just fucking nuts. But I'm really excited for it to come out because I busted that JLR motherfucker out. Um, I caught his ass in a lie, stupid fuck. I probably shouldn't even talk about this because then he can do what he can to try to just wait till the documentary comes out and you'll see that I fucking caught his little bitch ass in a fucking lie and it's gonna be fucking it's gonna be dope. But yeah, thank you. She is adorable. That's my little pumpkin seed. I obviously love that kid, but yeah, she's cool as fuck. She's a lot like me. She likes some cool bands like Nirvana and shit and Deftones. Like I'm not super big into those bands, but I'm just glad that she's into the bands and shit. The documentary's supposed to come out like January, they said, but hopefully sooner. She said like by the very latest January. What they told me when they were interviewing me, they said 6 to 8 weeks. But it's like there's no fucking way it's gonna be 6 to 8 weeks from now. And then in an email that they sent me a little bit ago, like a couple weeks ago or whatever, asking me if I'd send them like more stuff, like just pictures of me and Bren and like voicemails and shit like that. And then she was saying like it might not be till like January or whatever. Yeah, my son in the car seat. I think we were listening to Gemini Syndrome. My YouTube channel is probably weird and all over the place. I'm super unconventional. The reason why I started my YouTube channel in the first place was because I used to buy mystery boxes online, like horror movie ones. And it would be like, all right, if you buy this box this month, you'll get an item about Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Chucky, fucking Pumpkinhead, or whatever. And you're like, cool, I like those movies. So you buy this box and you don't know what it's going to be. And then you get it in the mail and it's like there's a t shirt, there might be an autograph, there might be some pins or buttons or whatever, or a hat. I've gotten some really cool shit. And I did that for years. And I unboxed videos like that. And then they just became oversaturated and a lot of these companies started doing the same thing. Like you knew exactly what you were going to get. The mystery was gone. It was like, all right, I know I'm going to get a shirt. I know I'm going to get an autograph. I know I'm going to get a pin. I know I'm going to get an art print. So I'm like, fuck it. This shit's lame. So I just quit buying them. And then me and Audie started our podcast, Don't Blame Us. And then that was pretty much the only time that my YouTube channel ever saw any activity for things like that. And then me and him haven't been able to go live lately because he's a military police officer and his fucking work schedule is crazy. So we haven't been able to do anything. What's this comment say? I don't know with the Delphi defense. I'm worried Brent might get thrown back in again. Hope not. Explain. What do you mean by the defense? I'm not familiar with that at all. I'm not familiar with this case at all because I just don't follow it. I just don't. And I was told, I saw some comments when I went live with somebody before, and people were saying that I was disrespectful because I didn't know the victims' names. Like, so apparently I'm disrespectful for that. But it's just like I just don't study it and shit and like get all crazy about it the way some people do. It's not that I'm not interested. It's just like I don't know. Maybe it's just too close to home or something. And like I don't follow any case like that anyway. Like any new stuff or like ongoing stuff. I don't know. We're all into true crime. Everybody's into documentaries and shit. Like I'd rather watch a fucking 10-year-old documentary or like if Netflix comes out with a series like the Jeffrey Dahmer one, like I watch that shit, but I'm not gonna like fucking I don't know just go balls deep in all this crazy shit. And that's cool if you guys do, if that's what you're into. I'm not mad at you for it. Do what you got to do what interests you. I'm interested in horror movies. I love them, and apparently that makes me a weird person. this the lady that made that video about Brent, it was like 14 hours ago or something, and she thought it was Brent's house and Brent's machete, and she was like, any kind of person like that would have stuff like this is weird, and I'm like, I'm probably a pretty weird guy. Yeah, I could be weird and goofy and silly and fuck around and bust balls with people, but I'm not a murderer, you know? It's just fucking weird. And but yeah, thank you for saying that. Like I didn't think it was disrespectful for me to not know their names either, you know? Like I don't know the names of everybody Gacy killed, you know? Like what the fuck? But another case going on, they are naming three other alternative suspects who are clearly innocent. It's wild. Okay, yeah, I'm just not familiar with that at all. That does sound wild. I do. It makes me wonder if. Thank you, Hot Ham Radio. That's fucking awesome. See, sometimes I think nobody even watches this shit. It's wild. When I do my lives, like nobody watches, and like that's cool, and it's super awkward for me when I do it. When I'm by myself, but I'm like, people will watch it later. It's fine. So I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. But thank you for saying that you love the channel. That's fucking cool, man. I'm just basically gonna transition into my podcast. If you guys are interested in podcasts and you like them, House of a Thousand Discourses isn't brand new. Like I've been doing legit podcasts for years, and I'm on Spotify, iTunes, and everywhere, wherever you listen, wherever you download music or listen to podcasts, it's there. Look up House of a Thousand Discourses. I've done lots of true crime stuff, like horror movie or like murders inspired by horror movies or horror movies that fucking whatever, all kinds of shit. I've done podcast on horror movies, and I've talked about places I've been to because I'm a paranormal investigator. Like I spend the night at places and shit. I've interviewed lots and lots of people from bands. It's a cool little podcast. I don't know. Check it out. You can listen to me at work if you want to. Stormy said, "Yup," and said, "Same. You cannot know what you do not know, but so many in true crime think they know." That's the thing. Is like it really pisses me off when these people are like when they say all this crazy shit and then they're like allegedly, and I'm like, "Fuck you, man. You know exactly what you're doing." Like that fucking clown boy, dude. He's such a little bitch. God, I hate that fucking kid, man. I'm pretty sure he took that video down by about me, by the way, because he was talking shit about me and this. I used to be in this band. I sing in a band and shit, right? I sing metal, I rap, all that shit. I was in this band called Relic. It's the fucking word killer backwards. It's a play on words. You guys know what a relic means, you know? And I get it. You know, fucking suspect of murderer. He's in a band called Relic and shit. So I fucked with him and I texted him and I'm like, "Hey motherfucker, remember when you said was talking shit about my band? Well, I just wrote a new song for you and it's called Cease and Desist, and my lawyer is gonna send you the lyrics." And then the fucking video got taken down. Unless he blocked me from seeing it. I don't know if YouTubers can do that, but I definitely haven't I don't know. I haven't seen it. Um I was watching your strange news about Wisconsin, Illinois the other day. I'm on the border of Minnesota and Wisconsin. Fuck yeah, that's cool, man. I was thinking of like I was wondering if people were gonna not give a shit about it. Like, well, I don't live in the Midwest, so fuck it. But like some wild shit happens in Illinois. I mean everywhere. You can just Google something goofy is gonna pop up. Much rather do. I would much rather have fun of it and make fun of douchebags. Like I don't want to sit here and be like, I don't know what happened that night and talk about these four like it's crazy beautiful people like that got just fucking mutilated. It's fucked up. I would rather talk about, you know, some dumbass that broke into his ex-wife's house to try to plead with her in the middle of the night to you know, take him back and then she beats the fuck out of him. I'd rather make fun of that guy, you know, like so I try to keep it lighthearted and try to be funny. But I don't know. I'll definitely do deep dives on other stuff. Like if you check out my podcast, man, House of a Thousand Discourses on Spotify and shit, like I've done really deep dives into some horror movies. Like I'm not the type of dude that'll just stand in front of the camera and be like, "Yeah, I like that movie. Remember this scene? That scene was cool." I'll tell you how they fucking filmed it and shit, and how many hours it took, and I'll tell you the name of the fucking guy holding the camera. Like I do deep dives in it, and it's really really cool. But yeah, like if like I said, man, I'm just hanging out. I saw the one where a kid died from doing the hot chip challenge. Yeah, wasn't that fucked up? I'm surprised it didn't take as long as it did. Like that shit's been around for quite a while. And like I would think, I don't think you could die. I wouldn't think you would die from that. But apparently this kid did, and it's sad as shit. He was young as fuck. He was a little teenager. He's a kid. He's a child, you know. And but I just think that shit's dangerous, man. Like, who the fuck wants? I don't know. It's kind of like self mutilation. Like that's like a mental like disorder thing, you know, like where you hurt yourself to make yourself feel better and shit. Like, believe me, I get it. But the hot food thing is just its own thing. It's like I think people want to prove that they're badasses. That's what I think it is. And it's just, I mean, when's it gonna go too far, you know? And apparently it did. Somebody fucking died. Then a week later, a bunch went to a hospital from where you're at. That's fucking nuts. Like, I could totally see it. I probably would have done that dumb shit in school because I used to do dumb shit in school. Like I used to put thumbtacks in my arms, and like I was a fucking sad kid, man, and I used to hurt myself and stuff. And it was probably for attention in hindsight, or just wanted people to think I was a badass, or cool, or weird, or tough, or whatever. Um, so I totally probably would have ate some crazy fucking hot chip. But man, to die from it, like that's fucking crazy. I can't believe somebody died from it. Harlot, I heard about that, but only that he died from a hot chip. How old was he? And was he allergic or have asthma or something? The article that I was reading in the podcast that I did about it, I think it's called like Strange Local News or something. But I think he was like 15 to 17. He was still in high school because when he ate this chip, he went to the nurse and was like, I feel like shit. I ate this fucking hot ass chip. They sent him home. And I think he took like a nap or something, like laid down. And then, like, when his mom checked him or whatever, he was dead. I could totally be wrong about that, but if my memory serves me right, I think that's what I was reading in the article. But they immediately pulled their product. Um, I can't believe it took this long. And like, why didn't they put 18 and up on it? Like, that's fucking nuts. You got to be 18 to buy cigarettes and shit. Like that hot ass chip. Like, are they? Does anybody know if you have to be 18 to buy that? I'm not sure, man. But if I came out with something like that, you would definitely have to be 18 years old to buy it because you just shouldn't be doing that. Like, that's just fucking. I don't know, man. I'm not here to victim blame. I don't think they would know if people could die from it. Um, I don't know if they would think that because I would think they would just be like, "Oh, I'm in pain. This sucks." Like, I don't think they would ever think anybody would die from it. People eat hot shit all the time. You know, like some fucking countries, I don't think you can buy food that's not hot. I think it's a fucking felony if you fucking cook dinner without some crazy fucking pepper in it. I don't know. All I know is that one of them was called like the Naga Viper, and all I can say about that is I'm not gonna try that shit. Fuck that. Not interested. I would never expect it, especially one chip. How many peppers did they cram in there? That's the thing, is like I was thinking that too, dude. Like, can you imagine what their overhead is like? Like, all right, so you buy a bag of Doritos for like $4 or $5 or whatever, and there's like a bunch of chips in it, right? And this shit is like $8 or $9 for one fucking chip. Like, they gotta be billionaires. Like, who the fuck? I don't know. That's just insane. If I was gonna spend $9 on a chip, it better be the most delicious goddamn chip in the world. But that's not why you buy it, right? You buy it because it's hot and you want to show off to your friends and you want to put it on YouTube and all that stuff. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I should research that to see if anyone ever died from a hot pepper before. And like, who knows if this shit is even true? Well, it's got to be true because I read it on the internet. No, I'm just kidding. It's got to be true because Packy took their shit from the shelves like immediately. But they're probably like, oh, we made enough money. We sold all these fucking idiots one chip for $9. We're good. We can retire now. And then they'll just come out with some new challenge like fucking hot pepper thongs or something. How long can you wear the underwear before you fucking start screaming? Yeah, it's like $8 or $9 for one chip. It's like $7.99 or $8.99, and it's one fucking tortilla chip. I, again, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it goes down. I don't know how it kills you. We could fucking Google that. I can bust out my laptop and we can start fucking around if you guys are willing to hang out. I'll fucking Google it. But the only thing I would think of is like I would think it would give you like some ulcers or some shit, like some terrible acid reflux or something. I don't know how it would kill you. That's I don't know. That's a strange, strange thing. I don't fucking get it. But yeah, I don't know. Fuck it. Let's grab the laptop and see what's going on. We can fucking Google this shit together because I assume that you guys are all on your phones too. And like by the way, like if you guys want to fucking chit chat about horror movies too, I'm totally down. And you can ask me anything about horror movies because like I'm surrounded by fucking horror movie memorabilia. And if you name a horror movie, I probably have something that has to do with that horror movie. But yeah, I don't know. I can bust out the fucking laptop and see. I don't know the Scovilles on it. It's funny. I was literally just watching Hot Ones with Charlie Day. I've been watching the fuck out of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like I've never really seen that show before. And I've been watching it recently and it's super funny. Is it your birthday, Stormy? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stormy. Happy birthday to you. How does that sound? So, how does someone die from eating hot peppers? It's not your birthday? Hell House LLC. Yeah, I've heard that. I have seen that. I'm pretty fucking sure I've seen that. Um. Oh, happy birthday to me. I thought it was happy birthday for no reason. Are you fucking serious? No, that's all right. Tell me when it is your birthday, and I'll be sure to go live, and I'll do it again. Happy birthday to me. I've never heard of that fucking movie. That's crazy. Maybe I shouldn't have said like name any horror movie, and I bet I have something. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like the your more popular things. This says eating a ghost pepper has killed people. Capsaicin is actually a neurotoxin and in large enough concentrations can cause seizures, heart attacks, and even death. So from eating shit. By horror, do you mean like slasher films and the whole genre, including psychological horror? Everything. I like them all. My favorite genre is the slasher genre. There's just something about a dude in a mask fucking chasing babysitters and shit. I just think it's cool, dude. And like, well, my favorite genre actually is like horror comedy. I fucking love Idle Hands. Holliston's my favorite show of all time, pretty much. I like Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I love horror comedy, and a lot of slashers have jokes in them. That's why I love Scream so much. Because Scream is super meta and it's like I don't know, dude. Like they talk about other horror movies, so that's what I always thought was so cool about Scream. And it's funny. I don't know. I like it, but yeah, slashers are probably my. I don't know. It's hard to say because like I'm not into the classic slashers. Like go ahead and get your fucking pitchforks and torches, but I'm not a gigantic fan of like all the Friday the 13th movies. They're pretty shitty. Halloween, the first ever Halloween, in my opinion, is a pretty boring movie. Now, if I saw it in 1974, I would probably be like, holy, or no, 1978, sorry. Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out in 74. So if I saw Halloween in 1978, it'd be like, holy shit, there's nothing like this. This is fucking crazy. But if you watch it now, like I just don't think it holds up that much. To me, my favorite one is part 6 because it's kind of funny and it's kind of ridiculous. And that's why I have the Curse of Thorn tattoo. I don't have the Curse of Thorn tattoo because I want to kill my family like Michael Myers does. I just thought it was fucking a cool tattoo to get. Fuck, man. Leave me alone about that shit. Um, but let's see. Scream, yes. Scream is I love Scream so much. I saw besides the new ones. Scream is my 100% favorite movie of all time. Not my favorite horror movie, like just straight up my favorite movie of all time. And it's just I don't know. It's just super funny, like I said, and it's meta. Like they talk about horror movies within the movie, and it's self-aware. And the cast is gorgeous. Like there's not an ugly person in that fucking movie. And I like every single one of them. I have an order of like some I like more than the others, obviously. But yeah, Scream is my all-time favorite franchise, and I get so much shit for it in the horror movie community. Everybody fucking hates me for it. But like I'm a 90s kid, dude. I was born in 86 and I grew up in the 90s. So I saw all the 90s horror movies in the theater. So that's what I grew up with. Now the older dudes grew up with Nightmare on Elm Street, fucking Halloween, Friday the 13th. That's why they love them so much. They're so near and dear to their heart because that's the shit that they saw them in. So my order for Scream is fuck. You're gonna make me do this. Um, 1, 6, 5. No, 1, 6, 4, 5, 3, 2. I think 2 is definitely my least favorite. I don't like that one that much. 3 is cool because it's funny. It's I don't know. It's just I just love Scream. And like they could make a million of them motherfuckers. Keep coming out with one every year. I'll go watch it. I don't give a shit. At this point, it's like just keep making Scream movies. I don't care about continuity or any of that shit. It's like you don't even have to follow the same characters, dude. Just make some asshole. Well, yeah, Cotton Leary is like he's in the first 3 actually. Cotton Leary is. Cotton Weary is his name, not Leary. Cotton Weary. The dude that got accused of killing Sidney Prescott's mom. What the fuck was her name? It's not Amy Prescott. I'm not sure what it is, but I don't care. Put Ghostface in space. Fucking Scream 12, Ghostface in space. I will watch that motherfucker. Dude, they could remake Jaws. Put a Ghostface mask on the shark. I'll fucking watch it. I don't give a fuck. I love that shit. I don't give a good goddamn. But yeah, Cotton Weary. He was in they like mention him in the first one and then he's in the second one. I think he's in the first one too, like on the talk show and shit. And then he's in the very, very beginning of part 3. But 3 is like meta. It's like fucking it's super duper weird. And there was like so many different what's fucked up is like in Scream 3, they were gonna have Stu Macher be the killer. They were gonna have him come back. Matthew Lillard's character in part 1 where the TV fell on his head. And Scream 3, they were gonna have him be in prison and he was like pen paling kids in high school and got them to don the ghost face or father fuck I can't think of it. I'll think of it. But anyway, yeah, because it's not called Ghostface in the first movie. It's like it's father something and I forgot. But anyway, so Matthew Lillard, Stu Macher, was gonna stay in touch with kids in high school and have them like continue to hunt Sidney Prescott down and shit. But Columbine happened. And that's where like, oh, we can't do fucking high school kids killing high school kids. So they revamped the whole thing and they ended up going with a different script where they were trying to film a movie, like within a movie. And then even in that movie, they were like imitating real life because of the fact that there were so many different scripts in the movie. Like in Scream 3. Well, in real life, there were so many different Scream 3 fucking uh scripts too. But on my House of a Thousand Discourses podcast on Spotify, there's an episode called Scream 1996, and I do a super duper deep dive into it. I talk for like an hour straight, and I have no script or anything. I just go on and on and on and on and on about the movie Scream, and it's like, to the average person that don't know shit about Scream, I'm hoping that it's super fucking interesting, and I hope that you enjoy it. Go check it out, man. It's super fun. Another movie of mine that I absolutely love is Blair Witch Project. I saw that shit opening night in theaters. I was in 6th grade, and I remember seeing signs all over the place that said, like, if you suffer from motion sickness, and shit like that, like, do not see this movie. And that made me be like, oh shit, this shit's real. And I saw that fucking movie in theaters, and I was 100% convinced that it was real, because they did. And the Mouth of Madness is pretty fucking dope. Which movie did you guys throw up in at the theater? Which one are you guys talking about? But like, they did this badass guerrilla like promotion for it. Like, they straight up talked about these 3 people that were missing, and they made it seem like it was for real. Heather Donahue's mom got condolence cards sent in the mail, like, I'm so sorry for your loss, and they'll find your daughter someday, and all this shit. It was like, what the fuck? And people were puking. Oh yeah, people were puking because of the fucking shaky camera shit. They say a lot of people think that's the first ever um what was I gonna say? Like, fucking handheld, like, found footage. Sorry, found footage. But it's not. There's like a movie called The Collection, like from the 60s, and that was like a found footage, like POV fucking thing. And it's like number 2 or 3 in the most profitable movies of all fucking time that were like independent films, right? And I think Paranormal Activity beat it because they did the same exact thing that Blair Witch Project did. They made everybody think this shit was real, and it wasn't. And then, but you guys will never fucking guess. Let's play a game. Let's play horror movie trivia right now. And I want you to tell me, well, it is kind of a fucking horror movie. Um, what do you think is the most profitable independent film of all time? Tell me what you think it is. But yeah, and like Heather Donahue, man, she was saying that she was driving her car in LA, like this shitty car, and it broke down with the alien owls. Nope, that one. So Heather Donahue said she was driving her car in LA, and her car broke down, and it was like pretty much right underneath the billboard sign in Hollywood for fucking Blair Witch Project. And like, nobody would stop to help her. And she's like, I am the most famous yet unknown person in the fucking world right now. And she just broke down and cried. It's fucking awful. I don't mean to laugh, but I have no, it's not Finding Nemo. Um this is pretty cool. I love this. This is one of my most prized possessions. It's a poster autographed by the director and the 3 actors from Blair Witch Project. Corey Kaufman, you're an asshole and a jerk off. Because I know you Googled that shit. No, you probably didn't Google it. Corey Kaufman is one of my really good friends, and he listens to my podcast, and I guarantee that's how he knows it. He either had his wife Google it, or he knows it from memory because he's seen my podcast before. But the answer is Passion of the Christ. And you're going to be like, what? Passion of the Christ wasn't an independent film. Technically, it was, because Mel Gibson funded the whole fucking thing. It was an independent film. And that's bullshit, and it shouldn't count because it's Mel fucking goddamn Gibson. I don't know if fucking goddamn is his middle name, like his real legit middle name, but that's what I like to call him, because fuck that anti-Semitic fuckface. Let's see. Clockwork Orange. I feel like I know the answer, but can't remember. I got a lot of cool Clockwork Orange memorabilia. You want to see? So, this is an 8x10. Let me see, where's it at? I want to show you guys. Signed by Malcolm McDowell. But this is way cooler. Remember The Mask? He's like, singing in the rain. I'm just singing in the rain. That's The Mask. Not he. It's not screen worn. I bought this from Trick or Treat Studios, but I had Malcolm McDowell autograph it for me, and he wrote Ultra Violence. And when I met that dude, I asked him to do exactly what was on there in white paint pen. And he was kind of arguing with me, but not being a super dick about it or anything. He's like, I've only signed those with black ballpoint pen on the nose. And I'm like, that's not how I want it, man. Can you just sign it the way that I want it? And then he ended up doing it, but I had my own white paint pen that I busted out. And I'm like, here, I have my own white paint pen. And I fucking opened it, and then ink went all over his table. And he's like, no, you had a white paint pen. But what happened is I just got out of line for meeting Phil Anselmo, the singer of Pantera. And he signed my microphone with my white paint pen. And instead of twisting the cap off, he just pulled it and he fucking busted it. And he's like, these are too complicated for the old man, is what he said. But Malcolm McDowell ended up signing it for me anyway in his own white paint pen, and it fucking worked out. So that's pretty cool. The Fourth Kind is the Alien Owl movie people thought was real. Yeah, that's right. I remember renting that in Redbox, and I thought that shit was real too. That's I forgot about that fucking movie, and it was pretty goddamn scary. And I only seen it one time. I need to go back and check that out and see if that shit still holds up. Dude, if you saw Pantera in the late 90s, that was like the absolute fucking greatest time to see him. Unless like was Phil all fucked up and just laying on his back and just screaming and shit. Was that like the heroin days? Pantera is my you gotta understand too. I was born in 86. So like when Far Beyond Driven came out, it was in 94, so I was 8 when Far Beyond Driven came out. But my first CD ever was Far Beyond Driven. Dude, White Zombie, check that you're never gonna believe this. You're gonna think that I'm making this shit up. This is how coincidental this is. On my 8th birthday, mommy and daddy says, what do you want for your birthday? And I said a boombox and a CD. And I wanted Pantera Far Beyond Driven. They took me to the store, they bought me a blue boombox. It was like the shape of a giant pill, and Far Beyond Driven, Pantera, and I got White Zombie, Les Exorcisto, and Nirvana Unplugged in New York. They were cool enough to buy me 3 CDs. But yeah, that was those are my first CDs ever, man. Was fucking Les Exorcisto Devil Music Volume 1 by White Zombie, Pantera Far Beyond Driven, and Nirvana Unplugged in New York. And I jammed the shit out of them. And I ended up fucking them up because I didn't know. I was 8, and I would jump off my waterbed. Like I would pretend to be Phil Anselmo. I would fucking scream and shit, like in a comb. And I'd jump off my bed and shit. And every time I hit the floor, the disc would skip. So that's how I ended up fucking that CD up. But yeah, Nirvana Unplugged, man, that's one of the greatest fucking albums ever. I love it so much. My daughter, like, she ended up finding Nirvana on her own. Like when I typically listen to heavy shit. I like a lot of shit though, but like I like Panic at the Disco. I don't know if this is technically a Panic at the Disco tattoo, but I'd like to say that it is. I have an exclamation point on my middle finger, so when I'm like "fuck you," it's like, I really mean it. But I like to tell people it's a Panic at the Disco tattoo. I fucking love that band. I think Brendan Urie is like one of the greatest fucking singers of all time. And if you were unaware of this, YouTube it. He does heavy metal like nobody's business. That motherfucker can growl, he can scream. Brendan Urie can do anything. And in my opinion, that's why I think he's the greatest singer of all fucking time. He's better than fucking Freddie Mercury. And if you don't believe me, Google Panic at the Disco doing fucking, what's that goddamn song? Bohemian Rhapsody. He does it live and it's crazy. Note for note, it's absolutely amazing. He plays the fucking piano. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my fucking life. Paul Abdul, fuck yeah. It was like, cause I'm dressed like a cat. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what they say. I actually heard people argue the other day in a podcast where they were talking shit. I think originally they wanted to, never mind. I'm not even going to get into it. Just fuck it. I'm already under enough scrutiny. I got to be careful. I'm an 80s headbanger, but love all music except country. I got into a friend's car today who was giving me a ride home, and I'm pretty sure it was that Jelly Roll guy. And she was like, I don't know what this is, but this definitely isn't country. I usually listen to country, and I'm like, I don't think country has been country in the last 25 years. I think Shania Twain fucked it all up. Ever since Shania Twain started doing it, like her pop shit, I think that's what ruined country, because now country music is just pop music with a steel guitar and a southern accent. That's all it is. And for decades, these people don't write their own music anyway because they have studio musicians. I have friends that live in Nashville where they're not in a band or anything. They're studio musicians who play guitar on very, very famous people's records because other people write their fucking music. That's what happens. But my music, Tess Mack, my music claim to fame is Adrienne Armstrong. You met her back then. Billy Joel's wife was my babysitter. Like the piano man, like Billy Joel or Billy Joe from Green Day. I'm not sure. Please forgive me. Uh, what do you mean, Adrian Armstrong? I'm sorry that I don't know what Adrian Armstrong is. I feel like a clown shoe. I apologize. Um, I have very wide ranging tastes. My top favorites are Marilyn Manson, Tom Waits, and DMX. I loved Marilyn Manson when I was younger. Antichrist Superstar is unbeatable. Like, I absolutely love that fucking CD, man. And I loved Hollywood. I didn't like Mechanical Animals. I did like the fucking the live one. He had like a live CD that was really fucking cool. But yeah, I don't know. Like Manson, I believe it or not, go look at my podcast, Don't Blame Us podcast. And I think it's on this YouTube channel as well. Scroll down and look for Don't Blame Us, and we do a whole episode on Marilyn Manson from past to present, and we talk about all the sexual allegations that he was in with Evan Rachel Wood. It's a really interesting and funny episode. Go check that out too. But yeah, the first thing I remember about Antichrist Superstar was seeing the back, and it was Twig. I didn't know who these people were, but now I know it was Twiggy Ramirez and Madonna Wayne Gacy, and they were on their floor, and they had, I like to call them joxygen masks. They were like jock straps over their nose and mouth, and there was tubes leading from Manson's dick. So I was like, oh, he's pissing in their mouths. This is fucking weird. But did you guys know? A lot of people don't know this. Antichrist Superstar is actually a fucking concept album. A lot of people don't know that. Like, it tells the whole CD is a fucking story where one song ends, the next one picks up, and it tells a whole story. And if you go back, now that I've told you that, if you go back and listen again, it's going to blow your fucking mind. But yeah, it's actually a concept album, and it's pretty fucking wild. When Hollywood came out, it was like Hollywood in the Valley of the Shadow of Death. And when I don't know how old I was, seventh grade or some shit. I think it was seventh, eighth grade when it came out. And my mom was like, "What do you want to get your brother for Christmas?" And I'm like, "The new Marilyn Manson CD." So we went to Shopco, and it's fucking weird in hindsight. It's like she let me pick it out. She knew what she was buying. It had him on the cover looking like Jesus and shit. We walked all the way up to the cash register and everything. She paid for it. And then when we got in the car, she bitched at me. She's like, "I can't believe you made me buy that and all this shit." And she was embarrassed. And I'm like, "I didn't make you buy anything. Like, you asked me." I didn't even have this conversation with her. But like, in hindsight, I'm thinking, like, I didn't make you buy anything. You asked me what I wanted to buy for my brother. But I think she was just embarrassed. Because I don't know if the fucking lady gave her a crazy look or if she just felt like, I know I shouldn't be buying this for my son. But like, I don't give a fuck. I take my kids to horror conventions. Dude, me and my daughter saw Terrifier 2, motherfucker. Like, fuck you if you don't like it, you know? Like, I'm still a good parent. And I'm not trying to convince myself or you. I could give a fuck what you fucking people think. Um, when it comes to that kind of stuff, you know? And yeah, dude, we go to horror conventions twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year. And it's always Days of the Dead and Flashback Weekend. But the last one we went to, man, it was November of last year, I think. And my homeboy Rick, he owns 13X Studios. He makes all these badass fucking Jason Voorhees mask and he paints them up like different characters. In fact, fucking Clown Boy, the dipshit, he put this mask in his video like as if it was trying to fucking show that I was guilty of something. But that's clearly a Jason Voorhees mask painted up like Ghostface. And Rick Stasinski, I believe is his name. Here's his autograph. This is my buddy, Rick Stasinski. He's in the movie Terrifier 2. And I got another mask made by him, actually. Are you guys Jay and Silent Bob fans? I'm sure there's a ton of Jay and Silent Bob fans. This is another Jason mask that Rick painted to be painted up like Silent Bob. But anyway, they did this screener for Terrifier 2 at Days of the Dead. And they were like throwing candy at people and squirting people with water guns. It was supposed to be like this interactive thing like they do with like Rocky Horror Picture Show and shit. And I took my fucking daughter and we went down there. I had some beers. It was in the hotel. Like we didn't drive or anything. It was at a convention. You know what I'm saying? We were in a hotel room, like fucking however many floors up. But yeah, we went down there and we fucking watched it and it was fucking cool. And my daughter was like, holy shit, that's gory. Like my kids know that the shit is fake. It's all rubber and plastic and corn syrup and like they, but I should. The only thing I keep my kids away from is like the sex stuff. Like if I know there's nudity in the movie, I don't show them that, and I don't let them see like the sex stuff because like they're just too young to have to explain that to them. I don't want to explain that shit to them yet. But like it's easier for me to explain like this is all fake. These are paid actors. Like that's fucking corn syrup. That's rubber. That's plastic. The sex stuff, it's like I don't want to have to explain that, because I don't know. I just don't. So think what you want, judge as you will. Really don't fucking care. But I think I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta piss real bad. I've been drinking beers while I've been live with you guys. This is honestly probably the most viewers I've had live. I don't know what changed. But I truly appreciate all of you guys. That's really fucking cool. Thanks for hanging out with me and just let me bitch for an hour and just talk. If you're totally interested in this kind of stuff, man, I'll do it more often. Like, I'm more of an open book. I would actually kind of rather just hang out with you guys and talk about horror movies and just talk about crazy shit that I've been through because I've like been through a lot of shit. And as we all of us have. So if anyone ever wants to come here and vent and tell me your shit too, like let's fucking do it. Let's hang out, man. I love hanging out. Like right now I'm in my bar. Nobody's here. I got nobody to hang out with, so I'll hang out with you guys. And I would love to do that more often. So thank you guys for watching for reals. And thanks for hanging out with me for the last hour. I really fucking appreciate it. This is a lot of fun. But I'm going to go because it's been like an hour and I got to piss and I want to smoke a cigarette. And I hope you guys had fun too. So thank you all and good night. You're now exiting the House of 1,000 Discourses.